यार बहुत बार हम सोचते हैं कि कुछ ना कुछ नई इन्फॉर्मेशन आप तक पहुंचाए, एक नई जर्नी मैं आपके लिए लाई हूँ. वेलकम बैक ऑन MGM 90.8 FM. This is RJ Manisha with you, and right now I am having a wonderful guest of our MGM University, Joshua Boit. Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for
How are
welcoming me
you
to
feeling and to visit our MGM radio very first time?
I'm feeling so nice. It is not my first time. I've been here before when it was being constructed, but I'm very
But yeah,
happy
in
to be
person
back.
is
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So very first time, I would like to know from you that what was the reason coming India and especially in MGM University?
Actually, I'll correct you a little bit, but the first time I came to India, I came to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathoda University for journalism. Then later on, I felt that I should be at MGM because I met the principal ma'am while going on a workshop in Chennai, and then a conference in Solapur also. So I was happy to be part of MGM. So I came for studies to India.
What changes do you feel after getting into the MGM University?
MGM, has grown. It's like a young plant that was growing, and it's growing fast because the management actually, it's like they are watering MGM. The way you water a plant to grow is what the management has been doing. I've seen MGM growing, and that is why I decided again to come back for my postdoctorate degree, the highest of all, to MGM.
And do you feel that India is little different than your own country?
Yes.
Sometimes do you feel that?
Yeah,
And what is the reason for that reason?
Yeah, I feel India is different from Kenya. Especially the first thing is about society. The societies in India is close-knit. That means they stick together, they stay together, they eat together. They follow their own ways of life that has been there for ages, for the last 1,000 years. Still, there are no big changes. While in Kenya, society used to stick together. They stayed together before. That was during my grandmother's and grandfather's time. Because my grandfather was born in 1880s. My grandmother was born in 1894 and she died in 2000. She lived for 106 years. My mother was born in 1940. She lived, and my aunt. So their society was like India. But the new generation in Kenya is different. They are not staying together. The second thing is about culture. You've been having a culture that has been there, has been followed, the beliefs, the heritage, the norms, everything that is good, everybody is following it since time immemorial. But in Kenya, the Western culture came, the missionaries came, and now it has changed. So we have a 3 generation which is different. You have a generation of my mother which is different. They believe in different things about culture. Then there's that generation of born in 1960s and 70s. They are different. Then we have the generation millennials. They have different ways of life. A little bit they are following the parents. But the Gen Z in Kenya, it's so different. Again, about development, India is more developed than Kenya. I can say it is 50 years ahead of Kenya because I've been here for the last almost 17 years. So the development in India has grown so much. And it is because of the culture, the media and society. Yes.
And what is your learning from India especially? What do you have learned something different which, it stick with you for the rest of your life?
The things I've learned from India that sticks to me for the rest of my life is the way people share things. Today if I was to enter a train and I didn't have money and the ticket checker, TT, comes, then I tell him that I tell him my problem, he will be able to accept. Okay. If I'm on the road and I have a problem, I need food, I need water, I'll get everything. In Kenya, first of all, they look at you, they want to trust you or not. So nobody will care about you much. Yes. So the caring part of India, of assisting others who are not part of India, the way they say Atiti Deva Bhavan. Yes. So that one will stick for me forever. Because when, going to Amritsar, for example, and taking Sachkhand Express train, when you take Sachkhand Express train, I know that I can get food every maybe 3 or 6 hours. I can eat for free. In Kenya, there's nothing like that. So everybody is for themselves. So India ways of life has stuck to me, and the way I get assistance in India is not the way I get assistance at home. Yes, there are assistances I get from home, from maybe friends and everything. But in India, a stranger can assist you.
Yeah.
In Kenya, people look at you. First of all, they'll look at you in a different eye. They'll think twice before
Yeah.
assisting. In India, they'll just assist you.
This just for you only.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then I would like to know from you that what do you think about our Indian food culture? It is really difficult for you to, name that dishes or something. But what do you feel for that?
Yeah, for me, the food culture, it has become part of the society, part of the norms, part of the people. Food culture in India is a celebration.
Exactly.
While in Kenya, food culture is about I eat to get satisfaction. I eat to remain alive. I eat to survive. People sometimes ask you, what do you do for survival? How do you survive?
Yes.
But in India, nobody asks you, how do you survive?
No.
There's that celebration when you are having the gulab jamu, when you're having puran poli. Puran poli in Maharashtra is my favorite dish.
All right.
Yes, but the puran poli without chili, of course. Yeah, I used to, I'm not used to chili. My mother used to take chili.
Okay.
But when I was young, I used to maybe put my finger on my mouth when I was a small baby. Then mommy puts chili on my finger. Then I hated chili since that time.
All right.
So it was just part of it. But the food culture in India, I love it so much.
Exactly. We are too much passionate about our food culture.
Yeah.
All right. What is your definition about togetherness? Today's generation is really distracted from what they are doing. They could not figure out what they wanted to do in their near future.
Yeah.
So, what is your definition, or what is your advice for them?
My advice for them about togetherness, sticking to one another, because we are a humankind, we have same origin, we have to live a life. This is that time, we have a century to live. And in that century, we don't know if we'll reach 100 years or not. Mm-hmm. So my advice to the young generation, remember, from Greece, they say that actually the human culture is one. And they mention as a family is the smallest unit of government. We borrowed it from the Greek philosophers. So if a family is the smallest unit of government, the government formation of a country and the way the countries live together in democracy should be an example for us to live together. Different religion, whether Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, whether Sikhism, Christianity, Islam, all teaches us to stay together. Yes. But I know nowadays you talk to friends, 2 minutes they're on their phone, 2 minutes they're online. Mm-hmm. And they're talking to people who are virtual friends whom will not be with you when you need help. Yes. So I urge them that stick together. When you are with your friends, put your phone on silent mode, talk to your friends. It's only a minimum time that you meet them. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of it all, you will need these people. We are not an island that will live alone. Yes.
And today's date, what happened exactly? The people who are live together, they are always, like you said, on phones. If they wanted to connect with someone, with their friends or family, they'll go with phone only. Yeah. So, what is your take on this situation? Is it good or bad, or it has both the sides of it?
I give it that the phone has 49% good side.
Yeah.
I put 51% bad side. Why am I putting 50 plus 1? Mm-hmm. The reason I'm doing so because I had friends. The real friends I have were the friends I met maybe back in 2002 until 2006. Yeah, you see the social networking sites began maybe 2004, like Facebook. Then we have YouTube as a video sharing platform. Then we have instant messaging platforms. The phones has taken away friendship in a way that it has become so bad that we don't concentrate. The culture of forgetfulness. You tell somebody something, they want to Google it.
Yes.
You tell somebody something, they want to go to ChatGPT. DeepSeek has come. And everybody wants to get that information. And my question to them is, will you retain the knowledge that you get from the internet? The answer is no. But when you learn the older ways of talking to friends, listening to them, learn from the old men who are still alive, learn from the grandmothers, grandfathers who are still alive, then you'll come to know that your mind is your own library, where if you put something in your head, it will remain forever. The phone, I can Google anything. Everybody can get to know anything. Yeah, so I urge them that they should remember that the phones are there not to take away. We should be smarter than the smartphones.
Very true.
Yeah.
And there is Valentine's week is going on.
Right.
So, what is your definition for a good relationship, or the perfect relationship?
Yeah, first of all, I'll mention the truth about Valentine's. In my religion,
Yeah.
and in my thinking also,
Mm-hmm.
I don't celebrate Valentine's much because it's related to a murder or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, about relationship, yes. The good relations that people should have with each other, that you should treat others as much as you want them to treat you, because at the end of it all, our happiness, sometimes I say happiness should begin with you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the way you relate with others. Whether you have a friend who's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, treat them well and make sure if you are with them, inform your family. Let your family know. Don't hide these things of hiding things. When something else happens, you might be having stress and pressure and depression later on because you're hiding of what you're going through. Because there is always fighting in relationships that people have. But I urge everyone, when you are in a relationship with somebody, make sure that you talk to your parents, talk to your mother. If it's a girl, talk to your mother. Let them know. Because I have seen my friends who have committed suicide. I have seen people who have been in depression. I have seen people who have lacked concentration in the classrooms because there's something that bothers them. So let it not bother you. Speak about it. Whatever bothers you, make sure always that before the sun sets, speak about it.
At your last point, you mentioned the suicide things. In today's days, if you talk about that, people are really confused between what they are doing and what wanted to they do. So in that gap, they somewhere fail down and they get depressed. What do you think that what is the reason behind this depression in especially in young generation?
Young generation, I can say there is a gap that the parents are working parents, and most of the parents, even if they're at home, even if the mother is at home actually, the thing is that there is lack of generational advice. They don't listen to the advice of their parents. They try to get these gadgets, the smartphone, the tablets, the phablets, the laptops and everything. And even they're not getting the laptop, the proper ones. Everybody's going for gaming laptop. You know, you are on a smartphone and you have a gaming laptop. What will you learn? Nothing. You will not learn anything. Unless you are doing programming, it's okay.
Yes.
Unless you are you're doing animation, it's okay. But now, the advice I say to the parents that you advise your children, and your children, whether you are 10 years old, 15, 20, especially the teenagers, from 16, don't leave them to do their own things. But again, the youngsters, the advice that you get from home, you will not get it anywhere else. Whatever your parents are doing, be like your parents and listen to their advice, because at the end of it all, you will get depression because the speed at which you are going, you want to learn everything at a go. And I usually say that go, take a book, go sit down somewhere in a silent place, go under a tree, go to the mountains, read a book. At least have that phone or smartphone detoxification, that you are having smartphones 5 days a week. 1 day for worship, 1 day that you'll read a book. Sit somewhere, just leave the phone, put phone off the phone. Then you'll be able to learn so many things. Otherwise, we'll be there every time thinking of what we have seen online,
Exactly.
the reels, the in-shots that we are just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling,
Yes.
and will not learn anything.
And it is nothing but the healing process, what
Yes.
you are saying. Thank you so much for being here and giving us your inspiring words. Thanks a lot once again.
Yeah, I appreciate so much being here. I appreciate being at MGM. I'm from Kenya and I love India. It's my second home.
Thank you so much once
Thank you.
again. And stay tuned to MGM 90.8 FM. साथ है तो बात है.